Hi, this is a video to help you complete your case study development assignment. And what you're basically going to do is choose somebody you would like to teach something to, get their permission, then you're going to do a case study on their development, which is the brain, cognition, social, and moral development, and then find some strategies to support that development in each domain. So their first step is choose somebody. You can choose anyone you want, including yourself. It doesn't have to be an actual student. It can be a family member or anyone. Then you're going to consider in the back of your mind what to teach your case study, and it can be anything academic or non-academic, and you're going to actually teach it at the end of the semester. So one thing to keep in mind through all these assignments, we're using the case study throughout. You do not have to decide what to teach your case study until after you complete this assignment. So some examples of what people have done in the past: somebody taught somebody chess, somebody taught somebody their ABCs, somebody taught somebody how to do fly fishing, somebody taught them how to ride a bike, dribble a basketball. So you can do anything you want. Baking is always a good one for if you have a reluctant spouse. Then you want to obtain permission from your case study by clicking on the permission slip assignment, and then you make sure that it's required because we want to make sure that person has agreed to undergo the teaching from you. And then once you get the permission, then you're going to describe their case, their development, and a teaching strategy that supports that development, and that happens in 3 sections. The first section is the expected development of that person, and below are resources in which you can access to look at that. And then you're going to describe your case study's development through interviews and tests, if appropriate, and then state whether they're within the expected development. So if you say, oh, you're a 15-year-old, and I expect you to be at this development, then my tests reveal that you're above that development, that's what you would do in Section 2. And then in Section 3, you would describe a teaching strategy with a corresponding video that demonstrates how to support that development in each domain. You're going to have 3 weeks to complete this assignment in the regular semester. Summer, you have 10 days. You want to submit it to La Lima Assignments. And if you want to do it other than writing, then you can click here to learn about other alternative ways to complete the assignments. How is this going to be graded? So here's your overall rubric, but basically in Section 1, you're going to be talking about what you think the development should be for that age. So you're going to describe information with good, viable citations and resources, so we know you didn't just make it up. And here's important: use the concepts and vocabulary for each developmental type rather than your own words. This lets us know how you are processing the information, and be in depth, which is going to be 4 sentences or bullets for this. Then in Section 2, you're going to describe accurately the interview and tests you conducted. You also want to include an overall description of their background and interests, so get a context of them, and a statement if they're within the expected development, and that it's also in depth. And then for the teaching strategy, it's appropriate. You have a video that has a working link, and it's also in depth, the description for 4 sentences or bullets. If you want to see what an A paper looks like, you can click here with comments or no comments. This tells you why we're doing it, and again, we need to know our development of our learner to know where to start. Not knowing where to start, you have no idea how you can start developing a lesson for them. So this is very critical in knowing about our plan of attack to teach somebody. So let's just go down to the extended instructions and comments to give you an idea of what it might look like. You can click on a blank copy of this structure, so you can just fill it in. But basically, the first part is overall description of the case study. It can be anything that you think is important to them. It can be fun. Just anything. You don't have to include any real information about the person in terms of privacy. I mean, we want to know real information, but you can do a fake name and so on. But basically, this is the 3 sections that you're going to do for each development. So for the brain, here are the text and web resources to learn about, some videos and websites, the key terms and concepts that you want to put into your writing, and then this is where you're going to interview. These are the kind of things you can talk about interviewing your case study and how to evaluate them. And then here are the resources for the teaching strategies for the things that are going to support that development. And you would do that for each section. So for cognition, we have two theorists we need to cover, Piaget and Vygotsky. And then we have the self-social and then the moral. And so once you have completed each of those sections, then you would want to turn it in, and you'll have a very good idea about your case study then. All right, that's it. I know that's a lot, but hang in there. It's really a good exercise, especially experiment and test, for you to really get to know your learners. All right, good luck.